M to the I to the I to the P. Yeah. Alrighty, boys. Let's say, hypothetically, this is working. So, VR. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, it's pretty dope. This is kind of just something hang on. This is something I'm kind of just like trying to test out here. As well, this is it's VR, I'm trying to see if I can get it to record and everything correctly. And just make sure it's working all the way around. And yeah, guys, so if I look that way behind me or my head goes through the wall, it's because I'm doing stuff on my computer, which I actually got to do real quick. Alright, and so it's kind of an experiment. Ooh, what is this Roblox shit now? So guys, this is basically the setup. I want to do something that I like to call kind of like a okay, so this is gonna have a little bit more latency than I usually like. And I kind of can't do anything about that. But yeah, guys, so basically this is Rec Room. You can check the description below if you want to play it. You can play it on desktop and not have VR. So it's a lot of fun. But yeah, so this is kind of how I want to do almost like kind of like a podcast thing. So if you of my friends want to come in here and play VR with me, we'll get around this table, we'll talk, and we'll have fun and everything else. The podcast I'm going to have probably about an hour long. This is something I've just kind of set up some backgrounds. You can't see that right there. You can't really see it, but it's Son Peter. They're funny. But yeah. So this is kind of something I want to try. I haven't posted in a while because my microphone that I use is decided to become the big die and it does not work, so trying to get another one, which is, I guess you could say, taking a little bit, but yeah, I didn't really know it didn't work until about a week or two ago. And that's kind of when it first, kind of got annoying, because the microphone would randomly disconnect, wouldn't stay connected, and the microphone that I have to use, warning the stream's current bitrate. Oh, of course it is. Of course the bitrate or something is all fricked up. Don't you just freaking love it, dude? The bitrate's probably gonna be gay, and there's really nothing I can do about it. I can't edit the bitrate. Are you kidding me? The stream's current bitrate 2066 times is lower than the recommended bitrate. The boy. Give me a minute. I'm trying to fix this, guys. I might have to go offline. Give me a minute, guys. I'm gonna get this fixed. Just give me a hot second. Okay. So I don't know when you guys are gonna be able to hear this again, but I'm trying to get this worked out. Get everything going. So YouTube must have changed their bitrate things, cause what it is or was good, and then now they just decided to change it, I guess. Yes, sir. He looks like Donald Trump. For your information, I am not Donald Trump. I am Ronald Rump. I know this. This is this is a story. So, a few days ago, me and Jacob were playing, I don't remember what we were playing. It was probably a PvP game. And this kid, I kid you not, every time, he called me Ronald Rump. It was genuinely funny. I loved it. He wanted an autograph. It was the best thing ever. It was a good time. See, so I don't know which I'll do more in Rec Room or VR Chat. I could split them up evenly. I don't really know. That's kind of the thing with this. So for VR games, it's mainly like VR games kind of have a, like, I don't know how to describe this. They kind of have like a median. So you have the games you can play by yourself, you have the games you can play by friends, and then you have like games like Rec Room and VR Chat that are specifically like social platforms, but they have mini games built into them. I would call Rec Room more of a mini game kind of platform than a socialism a place you can socialize with like your friends or new people, because VR Chat, while it has some features in it, some games and stuff, they don't really compare up to stuff like Rec Room when it comes down to it. And Rec Room at the same time is not as good because it is way more toxic than places like VR Chat, which is really sad because it is generally a really fun game. And there's that side of the community that's generally really fun in Rec Room. They're good sports, you know. You and him, or you're dodging and weaving, you're shooting each other in paintball and everything else, and you hit him or something like that, and you know he just says, "Hey, good job, good shot, good game," stuff like that, and then you go back at it and he hits you, so you say the same back to him, and then you have the kids that freaking break their freaking controllers over you killing them like 3 times in a row. And, that is a little bit annoying. And, yeah. So, I need to re-record something for a video. And, this is basically a format I want to do at the beginning of a video, which is where I just hop into Rec Room, I'll talk to the camera like this for a little bit, kind of explain what's happening in the video, and then we go into the video and whatnot. I'm hoping I can get back regular content with Facecam and whatnot in a few weeks. There's nothing wrong with the Facecam, it's all kind of VR-wise, for a while until I can get the microphone up and running. So that's kind of annoying. Can you guys see my watch? Oh yeah, you can. Interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna check live chat. I'll just check in on live chat every now and then. Yes, sir. Where is his arms? Then there's me. Content, my G. Content. Yeah, this is something that I think I was originally gonna do a podcast where it was like a Discord call or something more simple, and then me and Jacob started playing Rec Room a lot, and I decided to record something for an opening video that has to be re-recorded because it sucks, and then the story that was in that changed, and that video will not be out for a while because that's just how it works with something. And the video is about the index, and it will not be out for a while because the story behind it will be in the video and everything else. So yeah, but yeah, as of right now, we're waiting, boys. We're waiting. Wow, a gaming channel turning into a podcast. Well, listen, in my defense, it is... This is like... Boy, so... The podcast idea is something that I wanted to do we bring on friends or whatever, and we just talk. Essentially, we talk, about uh, topics about in like I don't know, video games or like hardware, or we just talk about recent stories and stuff like that for about an hour, hour and a half, and then that's the podcast. Whether they're live streams, they're videos, whatever. They're probably going to be live streams because like videos that are an hour long take about 14 years to upload, and that sucks. Usually, and also guys, the reason you're seeing me like this is usually I stand up and I'm like this, but I'm not going to stand for an hour and a half, so I went ahead and brought my chair over to me so I can sit down and enjoy life. Yes, sir. You sound like Donald Trump for a couple of seconds. Wow, again, gentlemen. Bro, this game is lazy. It's only your hands. So much hate. Yeah. What, why? Give me a minute, guys.
Now for you, Among Us, do you use your keyboard or do you use your mouse to make?
Keyboard.
Which one's easier?
Keyboard. Oh no. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, so that's actually a very good thing that I think would be kind of fun to talk about here is the presence of arms in VR. So the only realistic game or the only good game that I can think of that has arms would probably be VR Chat and Boneworks. The problem with them is, yeah, they're very aesthetic and everything, but it's really hard to depict where, like, how you're moving your arm in the real world based off just of hand movements. And then, like, in Boneworks, those things get in the way all the time. Like, I can't, I can't do this because, or I can't, like, I don't know, I'm trying to find an example of something. Hey, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go see if I got anything in my room. I don't know if you guys can still hear me here. I'm looking around in my room just to see if... Okay, we'll use this. I'm gonna bring back something. I don't want you all to question me. And we're back. So, I want you to welcome Beanos. So, basically, what I'm trying to get at is, in this game, I can reach my arm over here and pass through and have full movement on this side. But a game with arms, your arm would hit it and you would not be able to go over or anything like that. I wouldn't be able to do this. And that also depends on, like, the physics of, So, mistakes might have been made. And, yeah, so, if you guys have any ideas for stuff that should go in the background of this, go and let me know. I'll try to find them. I have this, like Valve Index thing. It's just got, like, the knuckles. Let me see if I can get them closer to the camera so you guys can actually see them. Yeah, it's just supposed to be like them. And, of course, you got the headset. Which is pretty fun. Jacob, in his room, he has one that's the CV1. The CV1 is the original Oculus. It's got the controllers and everything else. We're gonna check in live chat. Oh my goodness. Bro, this game is lazy. Shake my toes. Oh god, his head detached. We can hear your mic from your head, not your cam. Yes, that's what I was hoping it would do, but I wasn't really sure. Now, if you guys have anything you want to be in this podcast or a future one, type them into the chat and I'll throw them down on a list and we can talk about them. I'm hoping to get Jacob or somebody in here for another one. I don't know how often these will be. I don't know. I'm hoping we can just like stream them and have them like once or twice a week, maybe a little bit more than that. Or heck, even less if stuff happens. Christmas time is going to be a funner one because we can talk about games that are coming up, the deals. And one I want to talk about is it worth it to be invested into VR at this time? Because I feel like that's a good one because I've ever only really owned one headset. We don't count like those phone VRs and stuff because those are not VR. But like this headset, the Quest, is a very, and now that there's a sequel, it's very interesting to get to talk into what's the best headset to get into. Two episodes I want to do is, one is should you get invested into VR, and then two is which headset like should you invest into VR with, and like games and everything else. Probably the first two I talked about, or the first two I listed, will probably be in one video, and then like we could talk about games in another one. We have podcast with me for content. If you want to, we could, I'm trying to think, we could do something like maybe get in a Discord call, and I could just talk to you as I'm in Rec Room, and then put some retarded image next to me to make it funny. That would probably be one. That would be like, do a podcast with Big Cheesies. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Memonade dark memes. Nobody asked.
Juicy memes. Everyday
They
10
said
p.m.
in
British time. Sweet dreams.
I can't
People
freaking.
with diabetes.
There we go. A giant thing. Yeah, this is something that I really like VR, guys. We'll talk about okay, here's something we'll talk about. So, I think VR is personally something that, yeah, PlayStation and Xbox have been fighting for years, and they each have, their own individual really good games on them and everything else. Like, Xbox has Halo, and then Sony has Spider-Man. Anyway, but, I think what VR needs to be for the start of it, it needs to be something, it needs to have a universal platform. So, instead of Oculus and Steam, I'm not saying HTC because HTC really has lost themselves in the race with the release of the Cosmos. If you guys don't know the Cosmos, I'll go into more detail on it on one of the podcasts, but it bombed. It really was horrible. And I don't know if they are still partnered up with Valve. I think they are, but Valve, I'm going to say Valve is itself referring to the Index. But, like, they need to stop fighting, and they need to bring themselves together to, Oculus and Valve need to come together, and then, like, HP needs to come into the race, and we all, oh my god, what is this freaking what now? Son, why am I lagging? Honestly, yeah, funny. I'm 3 minutes behind, but I'll definitely join for at least one. Yeah, it sounds good. Put Big Cheesies on the screen as they returned. Yeah, I gotta agree with that statement. But yeah, Jacob. See you. Definitely. But yeah, if like. I think personally, if, like, we got, like, the comfort of the Valve Index, pushed it, like, the head strap of the Valve Index with, like, the audio and everything, with, like, the HP reverbs, like, lenses and screens, and then we get Oculus's, like, hardware to power the whole thing to make it inside out, and then, maybe Knuckles controllers if we wanted to jump that far. If not, maybe something in kind of, like, in the middle, like, Oculus's things with, like, touch sensors, whatnot. I personally think that would be a very, very cool headset. And And heck, even if, like, you had to, like, put 2 of them out on the market, like, one with, like, Oculus's controllers with all that, and then one with the Valve base stations and the Knuckles, but still portable. And I think if we can figure out how to get the Knuckles tracked with inside-out tracking, that is going to be I think that's going to be, like, the best thing in VR. As, I mean, like, that's, like, something, like, that I see is, like, something really, that feels kind of far off in the future, but doesn't feel that far at the same time. And I think, even with Sony's new update really screwed them over, but I think if their next-gen VR thing, that could shoot them way farther ahead than Microsoft is, because with them not wanting to invest into VR, I mean, it's not that hard. They have the ports for it. I mean, the Rift S's, the mixed reality headsets, even though those aren't the best headsets on the market, you could invest them into something like that to get it up and running, and then from there, add on headsets as you go. And that, and I think if you were to get, because, like, I mean, you already have the Microsoft Store that has all these VR games for Windows Mixed Reality, and I think that would genuinely, like, work, very well, because of, yeah, I fixed the bitrate, thank God. But I think that would genuinely work, very well, because, I mean, you take this big, because there's a lot of, now, Steam still has the biggest library of games on the market, and Oculus, I really like how it's kind of compatible, so I'm running Steam VR currently right now on my, computer, to make this for you guys, and, I'm playing it on my Oculus headset, and it's working very much fine. And that is great, that is compatible, but, I mean, like, come on. Again, since this is, like, the first, podcast, let's talk about some VR games. I kind of want to do, I watched this YouTuber, his name's Up Is Not Jump, and he created a series called Such and Such is a Nightmare, or Not a Nightmare, This Is Why. And it's basically games he reviews, and he basically talks crap about them for however long. And I want to take, and most of them are sort of out of date because they were made 2 or 3 years ago, and the games have gotten a lot of updates. And I kind of want to talk about them and review them individually, in kind of the format that he does them. And now, so if you were to, like, get a VR headset, one of the first games, and I'm saying this if, like, it was offered on the platform, if you, like, you got an Oculus and it's already on there, it's offered later on down the road. The Beat Saber is definitely one that I want to review, and I would recommend getting right off the bat, because it's a very simplistic game. It doesn't really have a lot of learning curves to it, and it just generally doesn't take a lot to get used to. And because of that, I think it is it's also, it doesn't get you very, like, motion sick, because you're not moving around a lot. And if you suffer a lot with motion sickness, I would think I Expect You to Die is a very good title for you, because it's a very fun, exciting, thrilling game. And motion sickness, because you're not moving in that game, it's a seated thing. You don't, if I was right here, everything around me all of this around me is what I have to interact with. If it's out of my reach, then I would use my telepathic abilities, to reach over, grab it, and bring it to me. Or even one of the levels, not trying to spoil anything, you take an item and you bring it, and you can launch it, and you can take it out really far to get, like, an achievement. Teaching my dad Fortnite from Laserbeam. That's actually pretty funny.
What day is it?
What day is it?
Daddy's day to learn how to play Fortnite.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to get my dad a victory
Royale.
If I don't, I'm pretty sure he will hit me with a wooden spoon. Hello, Father.
Funny time.
Can you give us an intro? You've seen enough of my videos.
What's an intro? Hello, Leonard. How you going?
All right, Father. There is a weapon. Pick it up.
How do you pick it up?
This should be like a button. Like, I don't know. Well, you're on controller. I don't know what button it is. All right, pick up the gun. Yep. Now, I want you, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, that's pretty funny. I'll watch that later. We'll finish off the podcast for now. I'm probably going to lose a viewer because that video just came out. Laserbeam video piece. Told you. Let's see. What is all this? Bryce is still cheesed from the TikTok thoughts winning in Mr. Beast tournament. Yeah, that is very much true. I am very annoyed about that. VR Horror Games Laserbeam video piece. So, if you guys don't know about that, Mr. Beast hosted a tournament yesterday that was just a bunch of creators and influencers that basically took trivia questions and they tried to beat. And it was a really fun tournament and it was really nice. But I agree with a lot of the people that got mad with it. Because, I mean, two people like, Matt Pat and his wife, that makes sense to have one of them gone because they're both very intelligent. But what was annoying about it was the D'Amelios had 4 people playing. And because of that, I think that was a mainly turning point in the game, as the D'Amelios had 4 people playing against usually just one person. And the ones that were, who was the closest, was annoying because you had 4 people, and you had 2 people that were just out of high school, which a lot of the information that was asked was probably very fresh in their mind, because of that. And another thing was, I mean, you're playing against these, late, mid to late 20s, early 30s, influencers that are been out of high school for years, or a few years, and have forgotten some of that information, which has only made that more annoying. And then the parents help them out, I feel, a whole lot. So if you were going to, you should have had the 2 sisters compete, or the 2 adults compete. Mainly the 2 sisters compete because they were the influencers in that group. So have them 2 compete. And now, don't get me wrong, it all goes back to their fans, which is a great thing. But it's annoying because it was a 4 against 1. And it was just kind of annoying. And you can't get mad at something that's already happened, but it was just, we can't go back and change it or anything, but it was just a very annoying thing, we'll say. And also this podcast, I will try to get a name for. We're hitting almost 30 minutes now. We might cut it early at 30 minutes because I didn't really come into this prepared to have a certain subject I wanted to talk about. And I think if we have a friend here, it'll make it a lot more entertaining, not only for you guys, but for me too. Because it's very interesting to talk to a camera. And maybe, hopefully next time, I'll try to have some stuff we can interact with around here. I think I'll have Bino Boy be a permanent part of this setup here. I'll copy him and get him down over here after the stream because he's usually downstairs in my dorm. But yeah, I could probably fit some nano leaves up here too somewhere. I would probably put them like right there, or I could take them and shrink them down really quick. But yeah, this is again, something I'm kind of experimenting with to make sure everything works right and have everything. I have an entire kind of set built up here. Granted, some of this you like can't see, but if you were to see it, it would be pretty cool. I have a yeet sign off to the side that you guys can't see. I want to try to like reposition it somewhere. It looks like I could put it like right there and it would fit, but it doesn't feel right to put it there. So I think I'll just leave it there, and that'll be something. Maybe it'll be like maybe it'll be one of those like starting things or whatever. Laserbeam's dad is cracked on Fortnite. Honestly, yeah, makes sense. But this is something I'm like just trying out. I think this is something I'm gonna try to do more. Is stuff like this. I need to find a place that works for the camera and then draw a box where it'll go, because if you guys don't know, the way Rec Room works is the camera that I'm looking at right now to record this will go away after this, and I legitimately spent like 5 minutes before the stream trying to get this camera set up. So I think if I just draw a box kind of where the camera goes with my maker pen and freeze it, it'll probably be a lot better for next time, because I can set it up a lot quicker and a lot easier. And of course, we're gonna add into the background later. I could probably try to get maybe something in like, I'm gonna try to get the sun's face up in the frame to the point that like you can actually kind of see it, because it's genuinely amazing, dude. Rec Room is a very fun game. It's also very interesting. This would be a fun one just to like get up and stream for a little bit. Just me and my friends, probably Jacob playing this and running around and playing paintball and whatever. And I really definitely enjoy seeing this community grow over time, as there's Rec Room is there's a lot of great people in this community. There's a lot of good people that you can make really good friends with and have a good time with. And then there's that other set of people that are just so toxic and they're annoying. They're annoying, they're toxic, they talk trash. I am going to tell you this right now. If you are somebody that plays in VR and you use the teleport version of Locomotion, I kid you, I hate you so much. There is nothing worse than playing paintball and shooting at this kid and then him teleporting across the map. You have no clue where he goes, and then he snipes you, and then there's nothing you could have done. Because you start shooting at them, they start using their thing to go boom, 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 and they're all over the place. And they can move way quicker than you because they can teleport. And that's the worst one for Capture the Flag, because unlike somebody that's running, you can shoot, and then as they move, you just have to slightly change your aim, or you can run after them, get high ground, and shoot down. But people that teleport, you can't do that, because you have to shoot and pray to God you hit them before they move. They move on down the field, and that's the worst for people that Capture the Flag, because they have the flag and they teleport and they teleport and they teleport. Before you know it, they're halfway and you have just realized. And it's very, very annoying. So if I had one tip to you to not make yourself be hated, don't teleport in this community. I'm sure there's a lot of people that find it fine, but because they've never played against somebody that has it. If you are playing against somebody that's teleporting, a lot of times it's not that bad, because it's just something about it that's just not. But then there's that. Did my man just say I'm going to Hooters? I'm just trying to see some titties and then flex on my bros. Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna try to get these more professional, have starting soon graphics and everything else, and actually try to come up with a name for this. As of right now, I'm just gonna call it the VR podcast until I come up with something. If you guys have any recommendations for the name, type them in chat, type them in comments, however you see this. And it'll probably be out. So, yeah. Not everything will probably be in VR. It will probably also have some real life things too. But yeah, I'll let you guys know on the podcast or in a video whenever I get my microphone back, because I want the content to be at least sound decent and sound pretty good. And the microphone I would use does not sound the best, and it's kind of annoying because I want to have pretty good content and try to keep it nice and refreshing, even though none of it really is. The Ronald Rumba Podcast. I might genuinely name it that just because that is funny. Just because that is funny. If I ever start a Patreon, I will put behind the scenes footage of these on the Patreon. That's saying if I ever start one, and whatnot. But yeah, guys, so this has been a pretty fun experiment. It's been a pretty fun podcast overall, about 45 minutes. The normal podcast, whenever they officially get started, this is more of an experiment than a podcast, if you ask me. But they will probably be an hour, 45 minutes at the least to an hour, to an hour and a half, maybe even more if we're feeling lucky. And then after that, after the podcast, we might do a different stream in a little bit and just go play some games, or after the podcast, go play games and have a good time. But yeah, guys, so this has been a very fun experiment, very interesting, and that's going to be something I want to do it live, is because I want to be able to read the chat off to the side and see what everyone's saying, and be able to talk about some stuff. Now, me and Jacob are working on a few little projects in here in Rec Room that involve modeling and stuff. So once we get those done, I will release them and announce them on the podcast and show them off. And you guys can purchase them or download or get them however we decide to sell them. Probably the first ones I'll have to talk to Jacob, but in my opinion, they should probably be free because they're gonna honestly suck a butt. But if they actually are good, they probably will be sold. But yeah, guys. So if you guys happen to enjoy this stream, please consider subscribe and turn on those notifications. The Cheeto Podcast, coming to a new place near you. But yeah, guys, so if you guys happen to enjoy this podcast, / video, whatever you want to call it, please consider to subscribe, turn on those post notifications while you're down there. And don't forget to leave the video with a like. But other than that, guys, I want you guys to have a safe, wonderful, and blessed rest of your day. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.